Hello, everyone. This is Akata Vesta. Thank you for joining me again. Today, I am going to talk about Black Moon Lilith. And as my client and those of you that following me that know, I am absolutely obsessed with asteroid, with dwarf planet, and Black Moon Lilith is one of the point or asteroid that I always look at in a natal chart or in a transit chart, that I think it gives so much explanation of the psychological and also the spiritual evolvement of a person, of the energy that they are born with, and the transiting vibration that is influencing a person's life. And Lilith has just entered in Libra on the 29th of June, just a few days ago. So first of all, we know that there are 4 types of Lilith in our birth charts that we can look at. That is the asteroid Lilith, and that is also the calculation point of Lilith, the true Lilith or the mean Lilith, and or as we call the Black Moon Lilith, that is the furthest point of the moon, that is the dark side of the moon. So regardless the technical issues of how Black Moon Lilith represent in our chart with the symbol of Lilith, is the one we call Black Moon Lilith, which is the furthest point of the moon, and the mythology, the meaning of Lilith with all these different types are almost the same. That's what Lilith represents. And so before we go into the technical details, let's get into the mythology of Lilith. So from my exoteric learning, that I learned Lilith even before I learned astrology, that she was the first wife of Adam when God created man and woman equally. And somehow, somewhere down the line, that the story goes that Adam was asking Lilith, because she, as a woman, should subject herself to his power. And Lilith, as someone that knows, she was created equal by the God, the source, and there is no way that she would submit herself to another person. And because of these differences, and she would rather leave what supposed to be a heaven and Eden, and to be of her own sovereignty, she chose to leave heaven, Eden, and go out onto her own journey. And further down the line, the story also goes that she started to live with a group of orchi, that she had children with them, numerous children, and it came the source, the God, and the God was saying, "Oh Lilith, what you are doing is just not decent. It's not just proper." And the God of gods killed all her children. Even under these circumstances, she wouldn't subject to the external pressure, external doctrine, and she has always been, even in our astrology point of view, she has always been referred to dark side, black Lilith on the back side of the moon, that she is the shadow, the fear, the unspoken, the secret, the sorcery of referring to a person. And now, with our modern interpretation, while we are trying to balance out all these polarities between the dark or the light, while most of the case when a planet is represented by masculine is almost always benefit, and when it is represented by a feminine, either it's a planet or asteroid or dwarf, has always been portrayed as the malefics. And this play out of the polarities, and I personally think that is really limiting in our understanding when we try to categorize and when we try to put into a little box of a person's psyche. And as we go forward with our consciousness, get to also understand that there is no light without darkness. The darkness itself, or being perceived as negatives, is there something to repel, to be cast out, to reject, or is that the opportunity in this lifetime when we have this kind of energy in us, how we are going to embrace it, face it, heal it, and so that we can bring out the higher octave of what is being represented in this planet, this world planet, or in this asteroid. So in the case of Black Moon Lily, while she was the outcast from her own environment, by standing up of who she was, because of that, she was being portrayed as a rebel, as a woman, as a consequences, is a malefic, a negative figure that she represents all negativities you can imagine, being a woman, being a woman figure. And now, with her coming into Libra on the 29th of June, and she will stay here for 9 months in Libra until 26th of March in 2025. And so, Lilith, Black Moon Lilith, we have this trajectory of almost 9 years around our chart, and on each zodiac sign she will stay more or less 9 months. So she's going to stay here in Libra for the next 9 months. Here comes the interesting. Lilith, as someone that stands for her own sovereignty, stand for her beliefs without subjecting herself to outside influence, With that, as a consequence, she became an outcast and being expelled from the society, not accepted, not wanted. And now coming into this Libra energy. Libra, on the other hand, is assigned being an air sign, communicative. And a Libra, she is someone that is trying to harmonize, try to balance out conflicts, try to be politically correct, try to be democratic and not to upset the vote. And since last year in July, when the nodal axis of North Node and South Node ingressed into Aries with North Node and South Node in Libra, the Libran energy has already going through a strong revolution of what a Libra represents. Have a really good look in your chart. Which house Libra is in your birth chart, and which planet are in your Libra, and also on the opposite side, where is it, in what planet you have in Aries. And so with Libra, she has already going through this revolution of South Node, of shedding everything that doesn't serve her any longer, that was karmic, that was in the past, as she is finding out. For instance, I have Libra, both Sun and Ascendant in the first house. So that was for me a process of understanding who I thought I was and building up the regeneration of looking back. Who I thought I was it really me? And in this process, in understanding who am I today, so that would change according to the houses in your chart. So as a Libra going through this changing and revolutions of self-identity journey through South Node, and she is already shedding so much, changing so much since last year in July. And this process of the South Node will finish by the end of 2024, at the beginning of 2025. And now we have Lilith coming in. Lilith is going to conjunct the South Node in Libra on the 6th of September. So, how should we look at that? While a Libra is changing herself, understanding where, who, and what she is, with the coming of Lilith is a further emphasis of stand for it. You may find resistance by standing up of who you are, by acknowledging your own boundary, that as Libra we try sometimes the lowest and the lowest of in a Libra expression is almost like a doormat that people just step on it and thinking, oh, she is It's easy. She's nice, and she wouldn't try to rock the boat and just to make everyone happy, which is totally not true as a Libra myself. Maybe because I have also other planets in my first house that changed the way I feel as a Libra. But anyway, and with Lilith coming in on the 29th of June, and little by little, Lilith is helping, pushing, and further emphasizing the need for Libra to know, who are you? Do you need always to please people? What if on this journey of finding your self-identity outside from you, maybe mainly from your old environment, from family and friends, they reject this new evolution of you? What will you do? Will you go back to what was then? Or will you stand up as Lilith has been standing up herself to be courageous and also with a touch of furious, of a warrior-like energy of, this is who I am. If you don't like it, maybe you are no longer within my sphere of influence, around my vibration, right? So that is when Lilith conjunct the South Node on the 6th of September. That is building up in this a month, a little bit more, for a Libra to really looking at the progress that she has done since last year. And now is the real test. Will you stand up? Or will you back down? Before I go into other planets that she is going to conjunct in Libra, we go back on the 29th energy of Lilith. When she entered Lilith into Libra at 0 degree, on the opposite side, we would have Neptune in Pisces, 29th degree. And Neptune is going retrograde in a few days. So I will have another video to talk about the overall retrograde energies of Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron, Uranus, and so with all that, we are going to talk about it in another video. But here, just let's concentrate. Now, Neptune is still forward movement. And with Lilith coming into 0 degree, and with this direct opposite, I also find that is a form of play out of polarity, as Lilith, the feminine, and Neptune, the masculine. And Neptune, in this case, I would like to bring out a Galactic Astrology essence. A Neptune in Pisces, which is highly spiritual. And that is that form of fogginess, or also without boundaries, that like the ocean, that we can flow with it here and there. Meanwhile, Lilith, on the other hand, she is here and she stands for that. She is not moving, regardless. How we are going to play out these two kinds of energies and to match it, to arrive into the middle point, to walk on the middle path, like a yin and yang, that we have black, we have white, the path in the middle between black and white. And the Galactic Astrology part that I would like to point out, because Neptune at this moment is conjunct Pegasus, which I find very interesting, that maybe in this case, while Lilith, he has been fighting so hard, being a warrior of standing up for her own sovereignty, that she has been tough, that she has suffered so much. While she is going into the Libra energy, which is more easy, more loving, with the principles of standing for herself, maybe also it is also time for her to embrace the Neptune energy, to flow with life. And in this particular case, with Pegasus, very childlike vibration, essence of Pegasus, that life can also be beautiful when we let go of control, when we let go of the imprisonment of our mind that have to this or that. And this polarity is playing out. I find it very interesting. You may find it hard to adjust yourself by standing up, but also embracing the childlike energy vibration of Pegasus, right? But in our journey, that's how we become a master of our own life, to be the creator. That we have this image of Lilith, but we can also embrace her while we face our own shadow, the dark side of us, knowing that during our journey, we have been rejected. We are the outcast. But while we understanding it with our new vibration, when the old is living with self-mode, we are looking forward to the North Node in Aries and the energy of Pegasus, that we are maybe joining with other people that is more aligned with our consciousness now, with our resonance now, that we can relate, we can align with. But by doing that, somehow we need to let go of control, to flow with Neptune, being in the ocean. And I think that is because we have 9 months of Lilith here, and we still have another month before Lilith joining with the South Node. In this 1 month period, I think it is a perfect example for us to, a portal of time for us to understanding the Lilith psyche in us and how we can embrace it, and in order to bring her into the higher octaves, the higher vibration of Lilith, what she can represent instead of what is always being portrayed. In this period, also, Lilith is also trining Pluto in Aquarius. So it is further emphasizes the regeneration process of Pluto Aquarius, of helping Lilith in Libra to regenerate herself, evolution of how she was to of what she can be today. And at the same time, she is also talking with Uranus in Taurus, a trine. In astrological terms, with Uranus, which is unconventional, which is something that may be unexpected. Maybe there would be some event, depends on the houses in your chart, that would bring you into a shift of consciousness that is not conventional. The energy of this conversation between Lilith and Uranus in Taurus. And at the same time, while she is talking with Uranus, just right next to Uranus, but Sept. Sept is the goddess of the ocean who let go of her old self-identity as an Inuit girl and as another outcast from her family, with her father cutting off her fingers while she was holding up on the boat, and she let herself drown into the ocean. And through this dying, regeneration, through this dying, she became goddess of the ocean. And it just further emphasizes this energy of regeneration, of letting go of self-identity, and yeah, that. And I think also Lilith in this way, coming into Libra, she is going through this process in Libra and helping us with accepting it, embracing, looking deep into our shadow, our fear. Were you afraid so much of being an outcast? So you let yourself be succumbed in a model, a type of person that wasn't really who you are. And it is a 9-month period that is excellent to find out and to embrace who we really are. The I am that I am. And now we are going to see in the Galactic Astrology chart. And this chart is based on the 5th of July, so a week after Saturn ingress into Libra, that we are going to have new moon in Cancer. Why I'm choosing this chart? Because when Lilith came into Libra, it is already open, this portal of energy of Sirius A. And I think it can help us so much to delve into this energy of Sirius A. As we know, Sirius, that has great influence in our human DNA, of how we became the human that we are today. And it's highly related with Pisces, with ancient Egypt, and in particular with Ascended Master. So instead of fighting with pure force, with pure willpower, this Sirius gateway is helping us to open up, to deep into, be in touch with our ancient wisdom that is inside our blueprint, that maybe we don't need to fight with just willpower. We can always stand for who we are by acknowledging, by going back to our origin, that we are God created ourselves. That we have this ancient wisdom from the Ascended Masters, that through our connections with Sirius A, that is a much more soft and philosophical. When we understand who we are, do we need to always explain ourselves? Do we need the recognition from the outside world, from the other person, or simply by accepting who we are? Serious wisdom, Ascended Master. And at the same time, before I talk about Uranus in Taurus, Uranus, at this moment, we have the energy of Algol. Now, the story of Algol as the Medusa hand, another example of this mythology of a woman, of a tragic story, that she had this vow to be that virginity, to be the guardians of a temple. But she was raped. As a consequence, she was being punished for broken her vow. My goodness. And we see how unfair, how unjust this story. And just like Lilith, she is being punished as an outcast from the society. So, about Uranus is having this conjunction with Algol, with her tragedy of being raped. She was being punished, and she became this monster with snake's hair that everyone that looked at her will be stone cold dead instantly. And it's a triumph because she became so powerful. Zeus sent his son Perseus to kill her, to cut her head off by using this shield, that shield like a mirror. When Medusa was looking into this mirror, and she was instantly killing herself with her own image. I would love to do another episode just to talk about Big Star Algol. It is amazing. And anyway, so come back to our astrology here. So we have Algol at this moment conjunct Uranus with her energy. I think her energy at this moment with Uranus is also showing us life can hardly be planned. Many unexpected events, circumstances, connection will just happen. When these events happen, we hardly have any control. Could this be a positives or a negatives? Perspectives is very much depends on how you and I look at it. Maybe not at this moment, the moment when it happened, but when we look back. Now, Uranus, he is going to conjunct Mars on the 15th of July. And this further emphasizes energy of Algol. But Uranus is going to retro very soon. And it is like an anticipation of whatever is happening in this period of time, in this month in July. With the energy also with Mars here, we might tend to be active, maybe even overly aggressive. I think it is an invitation for us. Whatever is going to happen during this month, maybe we are feeling very unsettled because it is unconventional, with Lilith standing up for herself. With this kind of very strong energy, we should remind ourselves in our cosmic energy, we also have Sirius aim, Ascended Master Wisdom, and Pegasus, Neptune. chill out, relax, don't move. We are going into retrograde period. And this is for the next video. In the meantime, we try not to overreact. Be firm of who we are, of what we stand for, but try to control the impulse with Uranus and Mars, and not overreact. And the energy of Lilith, after she meets, she will conjunct with the South Node. She is also going to conjunct with Venus as the planet ruler of Libra on the 4th of September, and Mercury in October. The timing of it with Lilith after 1 month that is in Libra, for standing, for fight, for who she is. Here comes Venus. And maybe Venus is going to bring out and help Lilith bring out the softness of it, of her, of the love expression that is always installed in Lilith as a God creation. We all have this love in us. It is only the circumstances of our experience that frozen this love inside us. If Venus coming in September, and 1 month later, Mercury, we might be able, and we are training ourselves, we are teaching ourselves enjoy life, to be a true Libra, that Libra love life every single moment. Libra only needs to know where and how to set the boundary and hold. And I think this is the lesson of in Libra for the next 9 months. And to finish this video, I would like to give you a little essay I find really can explain the journey of. If you are interested of your natal chart, transit chart, Galactic Astrology chart reading with me, please visit Becoming. Thank you for now. From my heart, Akata. Thank you. Bye. Seems like you forgot again. Let me remind you, when it was hard and you were overwhelmed and felt afraid and walked alone and felt invisible and didn't have the answers, and couldn't see the way and wanted to give up. You keep going. May you never forget that.